No, your eyes do not deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. What you are seeing right here is a perfect bracket. Perfect, well, so far, okay. So far, perfect wild card bracket. As you can see, Buffalo, I had coming out of Jacksonville. I had Houston being Pittsburgh. I had New England being the Chargers. I had San Fran being the Eagles. I had the Rams being the Panthers. And I had the Bears being the Packers. And war same, since I've never filled out a bracket, I would beg to differ. I feel like I know I filled out a bracket or two in my life. I want to go through each game individually, just, the ones I'm more interested in, I'll talk earlier. I'm not super interested in the Rams-Panthers game. It was a shit show all the way. This one was a shit show all the way. And this one was basically a shit show all the way. And that's why I want to talk about it first. The media's acting like this Texans team dominated this game. Like they dominated it. It was 6-7 going into the fourth quarter. And they get a field goal, they're up 10-7. And then the madness ensues. Chaos, chaos, chaos. The pick six, but mainly the fumble recovery. Shout out to this, also shout out Charlie Kirk. Touchdown, 140 yards through the air. 8 receptions. Not much you can ask for from your guy, Charlie Kirk. But anyways, you know how statistically improbable it is for a team to get 2 defensive touchdowns in a week? Even the defense is amazing, and I'm not like taking anything away from them. They are an amazing, amazing, amazing defense. One of one right now currently. But do you know how statistically improbable it is to get 2 defensive touchdowns in a game? You know, it's not going to happen very often, and highly, highly improbable to happen 2 weeks in a row. I'm not the best bettor in the world, you know. I'm not the greatest at prize picks, but I know a little bit of game theory. Do you know how high, like, imagine week 18, you're betting on the Texans to get back-to-back weeks of 2 touchdowns from your defense. You know the odds of that? Probably, and I'm not the sports book, but let's say 1 in 10,000. If you put $1 on that, you'd get $10,000. Because it is just statistically improbable, even for a great, 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 great defense, to go back-to-back weeks. Well, let me get dog out. To go back-to-back weeks scoring touchdowns. So this defense is incredible. Like, this defense is great. Made the Steelers look stupid. But for 3 quarters, the Texans looked just as dumb. This score, 9 points. What? Because 14, 6. Okay, so I want to talk about this. Woody Marks, great game. I underestimated him. I thought he was having a good game, maybe like 60, 70 yards, but 5.9 yards per carry, 112 yards and a touchdown. Great game. But these weapons are just not enough, and CJ Stroud is not enough. CJ Stroud had an atrocious game. Atrocious game. The ball hit the floor 5 times with 1 interception. That is an all-time horrid playoff performance. This is an awful playoff performance. It is being bailed out by this defense and by Woody Marks. Woody Marks is not going to run for 112 yards all the time. What is this his career high? How often did he go over 100 yards? So he had a great, fantastic game, but he's not going to... It's going to be difficult to replicate this back-to-back weeks. It's going to be hard, especially against a sound and stout Patriots defense. And the Steelers were too, right? But the Steelers are the Steelers, okay? Like, they barely made the playoffs. I think the Patriots are significantly better than the Steelers. And Stroud had I can't tell you how bad of a game he had. He had a terrible game. You cannot the ball cannot hit the floor 5 times, and then you also throw a pick. That is 6 potential turnovers. They are lucky that only 2 fumbles got lost. There is an immense amount of luck in this Texans win. So the actual fumble on the strip sack of Rodgers, that was not luck. Okay, that was not luck. And there is a great deal of, and I'm the first to acknowledge, there's a great deal of luck in football and professional sports in general. But I'm just saying the odds, the statistical improbability that in back-to-back weeks you get as lucky as the Texans teams got. because it was blown away in the fourth quarter because of mistakes on the Steelers, right? And the forced fumble, that was not luck. They just fucking bull rushed them and caused a fumble. How often are fumbles recovered for touchdowns? How often? And how often, right? And how often is the quarterback's knee down before the fumble? Like, it happens a lot where fumbles go for maybe a couple yards, maybe 5-10 yards, but it is not very often that a fumble goes for a touchdown. And so because it involves a great deal of luck. And if you want to win in the playoffs, you have to take luck out of the equation. But there's just too much luck going on in this Texans team. If they want to, there was just so much luck in this game. And take a shot every time I say it. But it was 6-7 going into the fourth. This is not a good win. This is a good one for the defense. Absolutely. This is not a good win for CJ Stroud in this offense. Or maybe just CJ Stroud. Because Woody Marks did his job. Christian Kirk did his job. And I understand CJ Stroud had to throw the ball to Christian Kirk, right? But weapons, if Nico Collins misses, and there's a chance he does. They have to be transparent with the media, right? But you're like, oh, why didn't they say his knee instead of his concussion, right? Because you cannot rush a concussion. You can't. There's rules and regulations against it. So there's a high likelihood Nico Collins misses. And let's say Nico misses. The weapons core against an elite Patriots secondary. They are an elite secondary. Christian Gonzalez and is it Marcus Jones? An elite secondary, coached by a great defensive coach. Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins, Xavier Hutchinson, and Dalton Schultz. And Woody Marks. Can I just tell you that? You just heard that's an offense in the divisional round. That's the weapon CJ Stroud has. And CJ Stroud is not good enough. He's not good enough to win in he's not going to elevate these guys. Christian Kirk had a great game. He's a good veteran. He's a good veteran. But this is just not going to happen twice. Especially with this awful weapons. Christian Kirk is your receiver number one going against Christian Gonzalez. So he gets shut down. So it's Jaden Higgins, Xavier Hutchinson, Dalton Schultz, and Woody Marks? That's your offense? An offense that put up 6 points going in the fourth quarter. You get a field goal. That's not you. That's special teams. Woody Marks gets a garbage time touchdown. His long was the touchdown. That's a garbage time touchdown. What are you the defense can celebrate all they want. Defense is going to go fucking Vegas for all I give a fucking celebrate. They did their shit. They did their fucking job. This offense didn't do anything. They put up 6 points going in the fourth quarter and everything else was garbage time. Are you because the game was already put away by the defense. The defense put the game away. The defense it's just an awful game from CJ Stroud. I truly do believe that. You put the ball on the floor 5 times. I know you had 400 total yards. I understand. By the way, 2 for 14 on third down. How? And they are lucky this is only 3 turnovers. It could have been 6. Do you understand that? 6 turnovers, 6 potential turnovers, and they got 6 points. You know how bad an offense has to be for that? So a dysfunctional Steelers offense against a fantastic Texans defense. But good Lord, I mean, I'm not impressed by this win whatsoever. That's a lie. I'm impressed by the defense. But I'm scared going to the second round where according to my perfect predictions, let me go to my perfect predictions. I have New England beating Houston. I do. I think New England beats Houston. I think New England matches up better than the Steelers. And they're going to be playing in Foxborough. They have not that the Steelers don't have 2 quality running backs, but I think Ramondre Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson are a good 1-2 punch. And I think Ramondre is starting to become a little underrated. He has a little bit of fumbling problem, right? But he can get some yardage. And Trayvon Henderson is as bad as an elite of an athlete as a running back can get. He can make big plays. Any play can turn into a 60-yard touchdown, okay? So it takes one play. And I just think and then Drake May is just has been efficient all season long. I mean, efficient. Like Sam Darnold efficient. They've been fucking on their shit, on their come on. And I'm just saying it's a lot harder of a matchup. And the Houston offense is gonna do little to. I mean, I'm predicting they're gonna do the same shit twice in a week. And I'm just saying, let's use our heads. How likely is it? How lucky would the Texans have to be to get 2 defensive touchdowns? I just want to say that. How lucky do they have to get? And if you want to win a Super Bowl, I guess it takes a little bit of it takes a lot of luck actually. I guess maybe I'm just talking myself out of it. But if you're going into a game saying if we get lucky, like then you're not the better team, right? If we get lucky, and I'm just saying, how statistically improbable is it to get lucky 4 times in a row? It's not very likely. But the Giants did it, so who the fuck am I to say anything? I'm a Cowboys fan. This was splendid. I mean, this was a welcome. This was welcome to see. Welcome. I mean, I really think this says more about the Eagles' offense. The offensive woes of this team is just too, and I think it comes down to scheme. The scheme is so simplistic. I mean, we've all seen the video of Jalen Hurts when he was like, "Let's run 4 verts, guys. Hey guys, have we thought about running 4 verts against this stock cover 4? Let's run 4 verts." And then Jalen Hurts is like, "What the fuck you like? Why?" Well, he didn't want to say anything, and he's like, "You know what? Coach is right. Let's run 4 verts." Embarrassing. But yeah, I don't think, man, Jalen Hurts, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I truly do think Jalen Hurts is in the top half of quarterbacks. I would take Jalen Hurts over CJ Stroud. I would say Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud easily. Again, like I just said, you just don't luck yourself into being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He had a great situation last year, but if he did not execute, nothing was going to happen. He's the quarterback. If he doesn't execute, the whole offense is in disarray. So I just want to put that out there. You can't just luck yourself into being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You have to be a quality quarterback for that to happen. Case Keenum and Blake Bortles didn't win a Super Bowl. So I want to put that out there. But yeah, the passing offense, the running offense, it's simplistic. I saw Dan Orlovsky say it was high school level. It's high school level stuff. That every time, 7 for 7, Jalen Hurts lined up behind the center and single back. They ran it 7 times. Kevin, can we add a fucking play action? Can we add a bootleg? Spider 2Y banana. Can we do something? I mean, good lord, Kevin Petula. Kevin Petula has to go. So Kevin Petula's out. I mean, he might just fucking get assassinated. They might just fucking kill him on the street. They might just kill Kevin Petula on the street. By I say they, I mean the disgusting Eagles fans. They are vile human beings. Vile. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Gay J Brown. Gay J, you had 1 too many drops there, Gay J. You were on my fantasy team, so I gave you some respect. But the second I lost in fantasy, you're out. You're done. You're out of my heart. You're out. You're done. You're gone. Gay J, you had a couple drops. Gay J, you've been complaining the whole fucking year. Just throw me the ball, coach. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. When the ball touches your hands as an elite, you would tell a middle school that, like, I was told this in middle school. If the ball touches your hands, catch it. Because if you touched your hands, you could have caught it. And maybe in middle school, that's not true. Maybe in middle school. But you went to middle school, and then you went to high school, and you did very well. You did so well that you went to Ole Miss. You played at Ole Miss. You did so well in Ole Miss, you got drafted in the first round by the Titans, and you played a couple years there. You even went to the AFC Championship game over there. And after that, you got traded to another team and went to the Super Bowl in another team. So you've been playing football for quite some time, Gay J. So if the ball touches your hands, what do? You catch it. You're supposed to be this elite alpha receiver that you've been talking shit about. You've been talking shit the whole fucking year. But So I just want to say that on a personal play, like he catch the ball, KJ. You need to take some accountability here. You had too many drops, too many, and then also Devonta Smith had a drop, right? But on what was that? Was that the third down drop? I think it was, and he got fucking decked. I mean, he got fucking decked. But if you have to get Dallas Goedert to score your 2 touchdowns, Dallas Goedert on a jet sweep, and then okay, whatever. But AJ Brown was definitely talking about their offensive woes the whole season. So that's why I want to give him some credit. He's been saying this was going to happen from the start. He's been saying that this offense is too simple. This offense is too bad. This offense is not as good as it was last year. And it really and it is so evident that's coaching. Like, let me give you an equation. The offensive coordinator that won the Super Bowl with the Eagles last year went to the Saints, and in the last 6 games with a rookie quarterback, he was looking like a Pro Bowler. So he's a rookie quarterback. Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl and won. Can we guess who's probably the better quarterback? Are you going to tell me Tyler Shuck's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts? No, you're not. Okay? So it's the coaching. Kellen Moore is a quality offensive mind. I would be interested. What if Mike McDaniels in Philadelphia? Just think about it. Just think about it for a second. Could be interesting. But yeah, Kevin Patula's gone. KJ's been arguing about this the whole year, so it's not new. Okay, it's not. By the way, nothing wrong with being gay. Nothing wrong. But J. Brown dropped one too many balls. One too many. But yeah. KJ's been arguing about this the whole season, so it's kind of like this was always going to happen, right? The offense was just too simplistic. It just wasn't good enough to warrant being another Super Bowl winning offense. But can I say the defense? The defense is great. Great defense. Great defense. 5 for 16 on third downs. Eek. 1 penalty from the 49ers. Damn, bro, they only held the ball for 24 minutes. That's nuts. Wow. And only 1 penalty. Wow. Besides those 2 interceptions, what mistake do they have, you know? And they don't even have Kittle. And so that brings me over to what's going to happen. Unfortunately, Seattle is going to maybe mop the fucking floor with the 49ers because okay, well, don't mind this part. We'll get to this later, but yeah. They put up 3 points with George Kittle week 18. I don't know. With Jake Tonjes, I really don't know what you expect. I mean this I think this is going to be probably a 24 not like a 24-7. It's going to no, I won't do that. 24-13. I won't do that. 24-13. It's going to I think it might be messy. It might get messy. It might get messy up in Seattle. Because it's just not enough. George Kittle's out, and it's really just Christian. You know, if Kyle Juszczyk is your 3rd leading receiver, that's bad. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad. But yeah, I got Seattle winning. Seattle definitely over San Francisco. I've never seen quite a collapse. By the way, wow, Jordan Love had a crazy game. 24 for 46. 46 pass attempts. Wow. 48 pass attempts. Well, they were down pretty much the whole game. But, wow, I don't know how you go up 21-3, and you're up 21-6 going into the 4th quarter. How does a defense let up 25 points? How? I just want to give a shout out to Caleb Williams. DeAndre Swift, I forgot he was even a fucking player, to be honest. I forgot he was even on this team because didn't do much. Neither did Calvin Guy. The running game wasn't great. It really, but whatever. Caleb didn't have a great game. Only a 71 passer rating. But the moments, did you see the moments? These are crazy moments. Dude, he might be the clutchest quarterback in the league. And that's not an exaggeration. He has been clutch time in and time out the entire season in moments that they need it. Against the Packers in the regular season also. Rome Odunze, I mean, he had that. See, that was the crazy catch. Crazy throw on 4th down. But an all-time Packers collapse. I mean, eek. I mean, it worked well for my bracket. As you can see, it worked great for my bracket. But what an all-time collapse. And I don't even know if you can blame Jordan Love. No interceptions and 4 touchdowns. I mean, who do you even blame this on? I guess you gotta blame it on Matt. I mean, for a team, I mean, you're winning 21-6 going in the fourth quarter. So you're feeling good going into the fourth. You're feeling great going into the fourth. Well, what the fuck? Is it coaching that lets up 25 points? Is it coaching that's up 25 points in the fourth quarter? I don't necessarily know. That kind of sounded like Tucker Carlson a little bit. Like that wasn't on purpose. But it sounded a little bit like Tucker Carlson. What's the opposite of a shout out? Whatever the opposite of a shout out is, opposite of the shout out to Tucker Carlson, a little spineless fuck. But he can be funny sometimes. There's an Instagram account that does like a Tucker Carlson impression, and it's great. It's great stuff. It's fucking great. But yeah, 25 points in the fourth quarter. Guys. And I don't even know that's indicative of the Bears offense or this. I think it's more indicative of a Packers just collapse. I mean, it was just like, I don't even know what happened. Shout out Trayvon Diggs. Did they give him the tackle? I want to see. Did they give him the tackle? Hey, shout out Trayvon Diggs. Shout out Trayvon Diggs. Shout out Trayvon, man. Shout out. Look at that. Woo! Look at that. Tackle. And if you watch the tackle, he got fucking trucked. So shout out Trayvon Diggs. Shout out Micah Parsons. I'm a Cowboys fan. Shout out Trayvon Diggs. Shout out Micah. Thank you, Jerry. All Packers fans were saying, what a fucking collapse, man. Embarrassing. It was great to see, though. This is the perfect weekend of football to be a Cowboys fan. Packers lose. Eagles lose. We get the 20th pick and the 12th pick. 2 good picks. Give me Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. And my life is yours, Jerry Jones. What a collapse by the Packers. Great game. Great game, Bears. Well, not really great. But but then that brings me over to great moments from, I just want to say, great game from Caleb Williams. Even though he had those 2 interceptions, man, clutch. Only 50% completion percentage. That is awful. You can't win a Super Bowl like that. This offense is reckless. It really is reckless. It's big plays on fourth down, like big explosive plays. And they're keeping up with it, at least for this season. Ben Johnson is great for explosive plays. He did it in Detroit as well. But I'd rather Caleb not even be in these situations, you know? Let's be up. You know, you guys can win a game in the first half. You guys can try in the first half too. It doesn't just have to be in the fourth quarter. You guys can play in the first half too. You put up 3 points in the first half, and if you put up 3 points in the first half against the Rams, buddy, the Rams are gonna get you. Even though they had that awful game, right? Okay. So I have the Rams winning. I have the Rams against Chicago out. Give me the Rams. Look at this perfect bracket, by the way. And this was 5 days ago, by the way. And War's saying I do know how to fill out a bracket, actually. Someone already said it. But he's perfect with his bracket predictions. That's right. I am. Perfect bracket predictions. Okay. So let's go over the Rams game. Wow. You know, Puka had that drop. Puka almost had 3 first-half touchdowns, by the way. 3 first-half touchdowns almost. 3 carries is nuts. Give him 1 or 2, but if you're giving him 3 carries. But shout out to the Panthers, man. Panthers played great. Look at that. They played they need to be proud of themselves. And it's the same thing with the Jaguars. I just don't have anything bad to say about the teams that lost. I have nothing bad to say. They played their dicks off. They played their fucking dicks off. They played good. No one thought the Panthers were even, the spread was at 10, and it's a 3-point game, and they won last second, or in the last couple minutes, with a perfect throw from Matthew Stafford. Perfect throw to Kobe Parkinson, the back shoulder fade. But, I mean, I just have nothing bad to say. I guess you can say Xavier Legette, where the fuck were you? You can say that, I guess. Bryce Young, a little bit over 50%. He has a turnover. I guess you can talk about that. 71 passer rating is not great, but you were in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, in the game. You had a chance to win the game. Now, I have, not to spoil anything, well, let's see if I get there. I have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. So if my perfect bracket, which is perfect, by the way, look at my perfect bracket. It's like, what's the perfect cell? Look at my perfect form. Perfect bracket. Okay, I don't know if that landed well. But, let's just forget I did that. Okay. But the Rams, if they are, by the way, perfect bracket, did I mention that? Perfect bracket. If my perfect bracket wants to stay perfect, which is perfect, then I need the Rams to fucking take their head at the ass. And they let just a not very disciplined Panthers team drop 31. This isn't like an elite offense to drop 31 points in a playoff game. If you can drop 34 points against the Bears, I would hope you're able to win. It's really defense at that. Matthew Stafford had that interception, yes, but a defense line up 31 points to the Panthers, that's no es bien as Mexican. I have a complicated relationship with my ethnicity because I am Mexican by blood, but I'm super whitewashed. So you would never even know it. I like to think you would know it. I would like to think so, but you don't. All right, back to the Rams. Yeah, I have a complicated relationship with this because I have them winning the Super Bowl and I have them beating the Bears. I would hope that a team that's gone and won a Super Bowl with not a lot of the same supporting cast, but same with the same faces, like Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, and Kyron, right? Kyron was there, right? I actually don't know. And I'm not gonna look it up. But you have some great players on this team. Devontae Adams has played a great elite football for much of the year. So you would think this team would be a little more disciplined, right? And if you're letting up 31 points to the Panthers, buddy, I gotta tell you, the Bears could put up just as much points on you. Just as much. So it's gonna be an interesting game. If the Rams can play disciplined football, it should be a Rams win. It really should be. The Rams should be the favorite here. The Rams should win. Okay? So the Rams should win. If the Rams play the way they played all season long, now the second half of the season, they haven't been, maybe they peaked too early, whatever. But we saw what they could be. Peak too early? What the fuck does that even mean? You just saw how good they can be. You're telling me they can't get back to it? They did it. We saw it. We saw it with our own two eyes. We heard it with our own two ears. Okay? I'm just saying. This team can play like that. If this team can play like that against the Bears and put up another 30 points and hold the Bears offense to 17, 30 to 17, give me that. I think the Rams win. I think the Rams beat Chicago. And I guess we'll get over. We'll finish my bracket, which is perfect, by the way. Have I mentioned that? Perfect bracket. We'll get to my bracket once we talk about all the games. This game, I don't even know what to say. I have nothing to say, really. Bruh, Justin Herbert, your leading rusher. Wow, man. And you can tell when nobody knows ball. You can really tell because everyone in the Instagram comments section saying, what are the Chargers doing? They need a better offensive line. They let Justin Herbert get sacked 6 times and all the pressures. They need to get a better offensive line. Are you a fucking tard, bro? I'll give everyone, it's going to be like Dora the Explorer. I'll give everyone 5 seconds to think about what's wrong with that statement. I'll give everyone 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They have a good offensive line, you fucking retard. They have a good offensive line. Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are out for the season. They were out for the season for a majority of the season. You're talking about, you need to get a good offensive line. It's fucking injured. Everybody's out. They've rotated like 12 guys. It is a miracle they're even in the playoffs. They overperformed. They overperformed. This team overperformed. That's why I really have nothing to say. I really have nothing to say because this team overperformed. I mean, I like it they're lucky they even made it this far. They really are. With an offensive line like that, they are lucky. Look, Amari Hampton didn't even play. So you have Kamani Vidal, who, by the way, going into the season was your RB3, not even RB4. He was your RB4, maybe RB3. Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal, whatever, they can fight for that RB3 role. Who gives a fuck? Okay, you had Amari Hampton you drafted in the first round, and you had, does anyone remember who their other running back was? Again, I'll be like Dora. Maybe someone forgot. They had they have Najee Harris like under contract, but whatever the fuck, I don't even remember what happened to him. It was like his eye, and then something. I think he like tore his. I don't even fucking know. So Kamani Vidal, it was never supposed to be in this situation. This offensive line was never supposed to be in this situation. They're lucky they even made it this far. They're lucky. They had nothing. I mean, like nothing through the air. By the way, Keenan Allen is not good enough to be a wide receiver 2. Quentin Johnson showed flashes, definitely showed flashes at the start of the year of being a good quality wide receiver 2. Did I say RB2? I meant wide receiver 2. Quentin Johnson definitely showed flashes earlier in the season, but the flashes kind of went and gone like a lunar eclipse. I'm just saying, you need a better wide receiver 2. Quentin Johnson's a good wide receiver 3. And then you can have on the outside and have Ladd McConkey be inside. You need another, like, Keenan Allen. Like, no, guys, no. So maybe they draft a receiver because their offensive line will come back healthier. Martin Hampton will be healthier. Another year under Harbaugh. Next year, watch out for the Chargers. I really have nothing to say. Like, I don't. Wow, 66. Bro, how were both quarterbacks leading rushers? And how was Ramondre Stevenson the leading receiver? Wow. Do I talk about it against the Texans now? I do think, as you can see, I think New England beats the Texans. I think New England comes, well, I say comes out. I do not think New England comes out. I do think New England beats the Texans. I don't think the Texans come out of New England. And I don't think New England comes out of the AFC either. Yeah, I do have the Patriots beating the Texans, unfortunately. The woes of the offense, and by the way, perfect bracket I made 5 days ago. I made this bracket before any game, so it's perfect predictions, perfect. Yeah, and I don't think, and watching the game against Pittsburgh, I feel even stronger. I feel so strong about this. Are you gonna tell me that the Patriots are gonna put up 6 points? Drake, and it's a great defense. I know it's a great defense, but where does Drake, and I don't even think to yourself, where does Drake May rank in the MVP voting? He is absolutely top 3. Absolutely top 3. I would have him number 2 behind Matthew Stafford. So let's say he's number 2, right? So the player with the second most valuable season in the whole entire NFL, you know how many players are in the NFL? And I know a defensive player is never going to win it. I know a running back. I know it's a quarterback award, right? But so you're saying the quarterback with the second best season, he had the second best season out of anyone, out of all, like, let's say 40 quarterbacks played. 40 quarterbacks played. He had the second best one. He played so good they won 14 games. He played so good they won 14 games. Are you going to tell me he's going to put up 6 points? And I know he's a second-year guy. He's a sophomore, second-year guy. You're telling me he's going to put up 6 points? I find that highly unlikely. I find that highly unlikely that they hold him to 6 points. And again, I find it highly unlikely that the Texans put up 30 next week. I can pretty much guarantee you they will not win. They will not put up 30. I'm predicting a 24-17 game, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact score. Maybe if it was a perfect bracket, I would know the exact score. But I don't know the exact score. I do see the Patriots winning by maybe 10 points. It's going to be a good defensive game. I mean, the Texans are a great defensive team. The offense put up 6 points, dog. Besides the garbage, the Woody Morris touchdown is garbage time. It's a garbage time touchdown, so we're not going to count that drive. That drive just doesn't count. Like you're like that like that's not competitive football. Like that just doesn't count. It was a garbage time touchdown when everyone gave up. It's done. Like, so your offense put up 6 points through 3 quarters. You think that's enough? It's just not enough. It's just not enough. is not is that a song? It's not enough. So shout out Drake May. I think Drake May puts up more than 6 points by the Steelers, and I don't think the Texans put up 30 points. And that's why I have New England being the Houston Texans. And I also have Buffalo being Denver. Not a big Denver fan. But yeah, shout out to the Jaguars. Shout out and shout out to Lynn Jones. And I feel bad that she's kind of tucked in at the end because no one's gonna stay back here and watch the whole thing. But shout out Lynn Jones because she did great. And shout out Parker fucking Washington, dog. Parker Washington had a nuts season. Insane season. He played fantastic the whole season. Whole year he played great. He should be in line for most improved player. I don't even know if he's a rookie. He played great. He might be a rookie. No, 2023. He's not a rookie. But he played fantastic football. I mean, the whole year. And can we remember that the number one consensus player in the draft coming into last year was who? That's right. It was Travis Hunter. He was the number one consensus player, but he's just not a quarterback, so we didn't go number one. But he was the number one player in the draft. And the number one player in the draft didn't play this year. The number one player wasn't even in the playoffs. Okay? The number one player didn't play at all, and they still won 13 games. So the number one player in the draft didn't play at all, and they won 13 games. They didn't play offensively at all. Defensively, he's a better corner, I think, but who am I to say? And they just got Jacoby Myers, who got fucking shut out, but yeah. So next year, they are going to be, woo, I'm excited for next year. Next year is going to be great. Great for Jaguars next year. And thank you, Bills, for keeping my bracket alive. And I have the Bills. I got the Bills going all the way, beating the Rams to beat the champions of the league. I hope my bracket stays strong because I've been talking so much shit. Well, not really shit, but I've just been saying, look at my perfect bracket, look at my perfect bracket. I don't know if you've heard me throughout the video, but I mentioned it a couple times. Might have brought up my bracket maybe once or twice. But so far, it's perfect. Perfect bracket so far. I think Seattle beats San Francisco, and I think Buffalo beats Denver. Denver is so fraudulent. They were the third best team in the AFC. I think Buffalo and Jacksonville were the two best teams. Houston, I think New England's the fourth best team. New England versus Denver, I think, would have been more interesting, I think. But I think New England beats Houston. I do. I think Buffalo beats Denver. I do. I think that I don't know. The Denver offense is so mid, and I think they're such frauds. I think this team is a fraudulent 1 seed. If you look at Bo Nix's stats, let's look at Bo Nix's Bo Nix 2026 season. Well, stats. I don't give a fuck about that dumbass shit, bah. Okay, 3,900 yards, 25 and 11. Eek. Frank has a solid quarterback in the league, says FanDuel. I don't give a fuck with FanDuel. Bruh. Okay, 8th, 9th in touchdowns with NFL. Okay, maybe, well, he didn't have it's a good season. I'll say it's a good season. It is not a great season. And it's not. And I don't think this team is good enough to win this year. I don't know. I don't think Bo Nix and this offense is good enough. And I don't think they're good enough to compete for a Super Bowl. I really don't. I would have Buffalo beating Denver. I think there's a slight chance. If I had to give a percentage to every divisional game, give me the Rams, and I'm about 80% sure. No, maybe like 70, 65. Give me the Rams. And then Houston, New England, I'd say New England about 70%. Buffalo, Denver, I'm about 65%. And in Seattle, San Fran, I'm about 80% sure on that one. I think Seattle comes out. And I think Rams-Seattle is going to be a great game. They split the regular season. They split it. Buffalo, New England, pretty sure they split it too. So 2 divisional games in the conference is going to be great. I mean, that's good for football. I'm just glad, besides the Houston-Pittsburgh game, I almost fucking fell asleep to. But besides that, it was great football the whole weekend. It was fantastic. Every game was close. Besides this one too, this one was a bore too. Like these two were boring. But besides that, it was great. Perfect bracket. Hope you enjoyed. Buffalo coming out. Buffalo winning. We'll see. All right. Thank you.